Hello everyone, and welcome back to Feel Learns English. My name is Shafi, and I'll be your host today. If you're new here, welcome. Let me quickly tell you what this channel is all about. We upload new English learning videos every single day to help you speak English more confidently, more naturally, and more comfortably in real-life situations. In today's Masterclass, we are going to help you take your English fluency to the next level, from B1 to B2. Together, we will focus on building daily life vocabulary, connecting your ideas more smoothly, and sounding more fluent and natural when you speak. This lesson is designed to help you feel relaxed and confident when using English in everyday conversations. This session will help you improve your listening, speaking, and thinking in English at the same time. You will learn how to use slightly more advanced expressions, helpful transition words, and daily conversation phrases that real English speakers use without even thinking. We will practice real-life English, the kind of English you need when you talk about your day, describe your plans, share your opinions, or tell a story clearly and naturally. Through guided practice, you will slowly start to think in English instead of translating every word from your native language. By the end of this lesson, you will feel more confident expressing your thoughts smoothly, and you will notice that your vocabulary begins to grow naturally as you listen and speak along. Before we begin, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future English learning sessions. Now, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and get ready to speak and understand English more confidently than ever. Let's begin. Hello again. I'm really happy you're here today. Are you ready to take another important step in your English learning journey? Every time you listen, repeat, and practice with these lessons, you are training your mind to think in English a little faster and your tongue to speak a little more smoothly. This is how fluency grows, slowly, gently, and consistently, one step at a time. At the B1, B2 level, your English is no longer basic. You already understand most conversations. You can share your ideas, and you can follow movies, videos, or podcasts. But the real challenge at this stage is sound and flow, the ability to speak naturally, with rhythm, confidence, and real-life vocabulary that fits everyday moments. So today, imagine that you and I are sitting together in a quiet cafe, having a relaxed English conversation. You feel calm. You're not overthinking. You're letting English come out naturally. That is the mindset we'll keep throughout this masterclass. Let's start with an important idea. Fluency is not about speaking fast. It's about speaking smoothly. Many learners try to rush their words because they think speed equals fluency. But true fluency is about comfort, not pressure. When you speak calmly, your mind has time to choose the right words, connect sentences, and express emotions clearly. Now, let's practice a short shadowing exercise together. Listen carefully and repeat softly after me, focusing on rhythm and tone. I wake up early every morning. I stretch my body. I take a deep breath and start my day feeling fresh and positive. Now try saying it again, but this time, connect the sounds naturally. I wake up early every morning. I stretch my body and take a deep breath and start my day feeling fresh and positive. Do you notice how the words begin to flow like music? That is the power of connection and rhythm. Now let's talk about vocabulary, because vocabulary is the heart of fluency. But you don't need to memorize thousands of new words. Instead, you should learn how to use the words you already know in different ways and real-life situations. For example, think about the word make. It's a simple word, but at the B1, B2 level, you can use it in many natural expressions like make time, make friends, make progress, make sense, and make an effort. Each phrase has a different meaning, and using them correctly makes your English sound more natural. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. I'm trying to make time for exercise. It takes effort to make progress in English. Your explanation really makes sense. Great. Now don't just repeat the sentences. Imagine saying them to a friend in real life. That's how vocabulary becomes real memory. Next, let's go a little deeper. At this level, your goal is to connect sentences and expand your ideas smoothly. Instead of giving short answers like, I like coffee, try saying something longer and more natural, such as, I like coffee because it helps me focus in the morning, and I love the smell when it's freshly brewed. Let's practice this together. I'll say a short sentence and then an expanded one. I'm tired. Now expanded, I'm tired because I didn't sleep well last night and I have a busy day ahead, so I need some energy. This is how fluent speakers think, not in single words, but in connected ideas. Now imagine a real situation. A friend asks you, how's your day going? Instead of answering with just, good, try something more natural like, it's going well. I had a slow morning, but I'm feeling better now that I've had my coffee. It's been a bit stressful, but I'm trying to stay positive and focus on one thing at a time. These answers sound alive and natural. They show emotion, detail, and confidence. Expressions like pretty good, kind of busy, in a hurry, and at the moment are small pieces of natural English. Native speakers use them all the time without thinking. You don't need to translate these phrases word by word. Instead, try to listen, absorb, and use them naturally in your own speech. Let's do a short chunk practice together. Please repeat slowly after me and focus on the rhythm. I'm a bit tired today. I'm kind of busy right now. I'm in a hurry. Can we talk later? At the moment, I'm focusing on my studies. Excellent. This is how you train your brain to think in patterns, not single words. Remember, fluency grows through sound, repetition, and real use, not by memorizing grammar rules. You already know most of the grammar. Now it's time to relax, let go, and start using English naturally. Also remember this: mistakes are part of fluency. Every fluent speaker once felt unsure. What matters most is that you keep speaking, even when it feels uncomfortable. Progress comes from practice, not perfection. Now let's look at a real-life situation. Imagine you are at work or studying, and someone asks you, how's your project going? Instead of answering with something short like, it's okay, try expanding your answer. You could say, it's going well, but it's taking more time than I expected. I'm making progress, but I still have a few things to finish. Phrases like making progress and taking more time than expected are perfect examples of B1, B2 level vocabulary. They sound natural and confident. Now let's turn this into a short speaking practice. I'll describe a situation, and you answer naturally in your mind or out loud. You're talking to a friend about your weekend plans. You might say, I'm planning to go hiking this weekend because I need some fresh air. Or, I might stay home and relax. It's been a busy week. This is how natural English sounds: flexible, personal, and emotional. Let's try another one. Imagine you're sitting in a cafe and your friend asks, what are you working on these days? You could say, I'm working on improving my English. I've been listening to lessons every morning. Or, I've started reading English books to build my vocabulary. Each of these answers shows confidence and awareness. These are strong qualities of a B1, B2 level speaker. Now pause for a moment and reflect. How do you feel when you speak English? Do you sometimes worry about sounding slow or making mistakes? That feeling is completely normal. Every learner experiences it. But remember this: confidence doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from using what you already know again and again until it feels natural. So as you listen to this masterclass, try to repeat aloud, speak slowly, and enjoy the sound of your own English. The more you use your voice, the more fluent you will become. Fluency also improves when you notice how native speakers connect ideas in conversation. They don't speak in random sentences. They use small connecting words like actually, in fact, you know, by the way, to be honest, so, and anyway. These words may seem small, but they make your English sound smooth, natural, and almost musical. Let's practice them. First, just listen. Actually, I didn't expect the weather to be so cold today. In fact, it started raining just as I left home. By the way, have you finished your project? To be honest, I wasn't very productive yesterday. Anyway, let's talk about something else. Now repeat softly after me. Great. These connectors give your English personality and flow. Imagine you're chatting casually with a friend. You might say, "Actually, I was just about to call you. To be honest, I'm a bit tired today." Notice how these words help you express emotion. This is real communication, not textbook English. Now let's talk briefly about pronunciation and rhythm. At this level, pronunciation is not about being perfect. It's about being clear and confident. You don't need a perfect accent. You just need natural intonation, the rise and fall of your voice. Try saying this sentence with a gentle rhythm. I didn't have time to cook, so I ordered some food. Now say it again with a smile in your voice. Notice how it sounds more relaxed and natural. That's real English. Let's do a short shadowing practice. Repeat softly after me. I woke up late today, but I still made it on time. I was planning to go out, but it started raining. I'm learning English every day, little by little. I feel more confident when I speak slowly. Beautiful. This kind of practice helps your brain connect English with emotion, not just grammar. Now let's talk about one of the biggest secrets of reaching the B2 level, using description and detail. Many learners use short answers like, "It's good," or "I like it." But fluent speakers add color. Instead of saying, "It's nice," you can say, "It's really nice. I love the way it makes me feel relaxed." Instead of, "I like music," try, "I like listening to calm music in the evening because it helps me unwind after a long day." Do you hear the difference? The second version sounds more alive and fluent. Let's practice expanding sentences together. I'll say the short version, and you imagine or say the longer one. I'm tired. I'm tired because I've been working all day and my brain needs a rest. The movie was good. The movie was good. It had an interesting story, and the actors were amazing. I like coffee. I like coffee because the smell wakes me up and it feels like a small treat every morning. That's fluency, connecting ideas and sharing emotion. Now let's continue by adding adverbs and adjectives that fit naturally into daily conversations. At the B1, B2 level, you should start using soft and expressive words like really, quite, absolutely, totally, extremely, a bit, and kind of. These words help your English sound more natural, emotional, and human, not hard or robotic. Let's practice a few together. Please repeat slowly after me. I'm really happy with my progress. I'm quite tired today, but it's okay. I absolutely love this song. I totally forgot about the meeting. I'm a bit nervous before presentations. I'm kind of excited about my trip. Do you hear how natural these sentences sound? Each small word adds personality, feeling, and tone to your English. Now imagine a short conversation in your mind. Someone asks you, "How are you?" You could say, "I'm doing pretty well, just a bit tired after work." Or, "I'm absolutely great. I just finished a big project and I feel proud." Notice how these answers feel alive, not flat. This is what natural English sounds like. Now let's pause and think about something very important. Fluency is not only about speaking. It's also about listening. Good fluency comes from listening carefully to real English and noticing patterns, rhythm, and emotion. When you listen to movies, podcasts, or conversations, don't try to understand every single word. That can be stressful. Instead, focus on meaning, feeling, and tone. For example, when you hear, "You know what I mean," it's not just vocabulary. It's connection. When you hear, it's kind of funny, it's not only meaning. It's attitude and emotion. When you start noticing these things, you stop only understanding English, you begin to feel it. Let's do a short listening style practice. I'll say a few sentences. Just listen to the rhythm and tone. Don't worry about every word. It's been a long week, but I'm happy it's finally Friday. I've been trying to eat healthier lately, and it feels great. Sometimes I just need a little quiet time to recharge. To be honest, I didn't expect that conversation to go so well. Now say them back slowly, one by one, copying the rhythm as best you can. This slow shadowing practice is one of the strongest tools for improving listening and pronunciation together. Now let's move on to something very practical, everyday vocabulary upgrades. Instead of always saying very good, try words like excellent, great, or wonderful. Instead of very bad, use terrible, awful, or horrible. Instead of very big, say huge, enormous, or massive. Instead of very small, say tiny, little, or mini. Let's practice. Repeat after me. That meal was excellent. The traffic today was terrible. Her house is enormous. This phone is tiny, but it works perfectly. Great. Using different words helps you sound more advanced and less repetitive. At this level, variety is very important. Try saying, "It was an amazing experience. It was a beautiful day. It was a peaceful evening. It was a stressful week, but I survived." Each sentence carries a different emotion. That's what real English is about. Fluency is emotional, not mechanical. When you speak, imagine you are painting with words. Every sentence adds color. When you say, "It was a peaceful morning," the listener can feel the calm. When you say, "I was completely exhausted," they can imagine your tired face. When you say, "I felt so proud," they understand your emotion. So next time you speak English, focus less on being perfect and more on connecting. Instead of saying, "I went to the park," try, "I went to the park yesterday, and it was so quiet. I sat under a tree and listened to the wind." Do you hear the difference? One simple sentence becomes a small story. That is the B2 mindset. Remember, every sentence you speak is a chance to grow. The more you describe your feelings, experiences, and opinions, the more your vocabulary grows naturally. You don't need to memorize lists. You just need to use English through your voice. Now let's practice something that makes English sound very natural, linking and reduction. Native speakers connect words so speech flows smoothly, not word by word. For example, I wanna. What do you whatcha? Going to gonna. Let me. You don't need to use these all the time. But recognizing them helps you understand fast English, and using them sometimes makes your speech sound relaxed. Let's practice slowly. Repeat after me. I want to go for a walk. What do you think about that? I'm going to call her later. Let me check my schedule. Don't force the sound. Let it flow naturally. Now try making your own sentences. I'm going to start reading more English books. Let me tell you what happened yesterday. This practice improves pronunciation, fluency, and confidence together. Another important step toward B2 is thinking in English, not translating. Translation slows you down and breaks your rhythm. How do you stop translating? By using images and feelings. When you think of coffee, imagine the smell, the warmth, the cup. When you think of rain, imagine clouds, drops, umbrellas. That's how children learn language, through experience, not translation. Let's practice. I'll say some words. Just imagine them clearly in your mind. Ocean. Morning. Bus stop. Laughter. Notebook. Rainy day. Great. Your brain just learned English naturally and visually. Now at this stage, you should also begin to express opinions, not only describe daily life. This is what separates a B1 learner from a confident B2 speaker. Instead of saying, "I like movies," Try, I like movies because they help me relax and sometimes inspire me. Or you might say, I prefer comedies because they make me laugh after a long day. This kind of answer feels personal and natural. Let's take another example. Someone asks you, do you like living in your city? Instead of answering with a short, yes, I do, you can give a fuller response. You could say, yes, I really like it. It's busy, but it has great restaurants and friendly people. Or, if you want to give a more balanced answer, you can say, I like it in some ways. The food is amazing, but the traffic can be stressful. That is a B2 level response. It sounds realistic, thoughtful, and expressive. Now let's do a short speaking exercise together. I'll ask a few questions, and you try to answer out loud, using full sentences, reasons, and examples. First question. What's your favorite season of the year? You might say, I love spring because the weather is pleasant and everything feels fresh and alive. Or, I enjoy winter because I can stay cozy indoors and drink hot chocolate. Next question. What's something you've learned recently? You could say, recently, I've learned how to manage my time better. Or, I've started practicing English every day and I can already feel the difference. Now one more question. What kind of music do you enjoy? You might answer, I usually listen to calm acoustic music because it helps me focus while studying. Or, I enjoy upbeat music because it gives me energy in the morning. When you answer with details like this, your English becomes more fluent and more interesting. People enjoy listening to speakers who share small personal experiences. So don't be afraid to talk about yourself. That's what makes conversations real. Now let's move toward improving your sentence connection skills, another clear sign of advanced English. Connecting sentences means connecting your thoughts smoothly. We often do this using linking words such as because, although, even though, so, since, while, and however. Let's practice these in context. Listen and repeat. I wanted to go out, but it was raining. Even though I was tired, I finished my work. Since it was sunny, we decided to go for a walk. I enjoyed the movie because it was funny and well written. I stayed home, however, because I wasn't feeling well. Now try making your own sentences. I'm learning English because I want to travel more. Even though it's difficult, I'm not giving up. I'm staying home today because I need some rest. Excellent. Every time you use these connectors naturally, you strengthen your sentence fluency. Let's do a gentle shadowing practice together. Speak with me slowly and calmly. I've been learning English for a few years, and I can finally see how much I've improved. Sometimes I forget words, but I keep talking because practice is more important than perfection. Even though I make mistakes, I feel proud of my progress. This is how you train your thinking flow. You're not stopping between words. You're letting ideas move forward naturally. Now let's talk about mindset. Many learners at the B1 level feel stuck. They understand a lot, but they feel nervous when speaking. The problem is usually not knowledge, it's hesitation. Hesitation happens when your brain doubts its ability to express ideas quickly. The solution is simple. Practice speaking every day. You can listen for hours, but if you don't speak, fluency won't grow. Here's a powerful daily exercise, the 1-minute talk. Choose any topic, your morning routine, your favorite meal, or your weekend plans, and talk out loud for 1 full minute without stopping. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep going. The goal is flow and confidence. Let's try one together now. Your topic is, my favorite time of day. Take 2 seconds. Now start. My favorite time of day is the evening because it's quiet and I can relax. I usually make a cup of tea, read something, or watch a short video. It's the time when I can just be myself and recharge after work. Beautiful. That sounded natural and smooth. You can do this exercise every day with a new topic. Now one final reminder before we pause for the next lesson. Repetition is mastery. Listening to one good lesson 10 times is better than watching 10 different lessons once. Each time you repeat, your brain notices new sounds, new rhythm, and new meaning. Fluency grows through familiarity, not speed. Don't rush your progress. English fluency is like watering a plant. Small, consistent care every day helps it grow strong and healthy. Keep repeating. Keep shadowing. Keep speaking. Little by little, English will start to feel like second nature. Now let's focus on something that truly transforms your English at the B1, B2 level, thinking in complete ideas, not single words. You don't need to translate in your head. Instead, imagine the situation and let English come naturally. For example, if you want to talk about meeting a friend, imagine the cafe, the laughter, the smell of coffee. When your brain connects to the moment, your English flows more easily. Let's try a short visualization exercise. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Imagine you're talking to a friend about your weekend. Feel the warmth of the sun, the noise around you, and the comfort of your drink. Now speak softly. Last weekend was really nice. I met my friend at a small cafe near the park. We talked for hours about life, work, and travel. The weather was beautiful and everything felt so relaxing. Did you notice how the words came more easily? That's the secret. Emotion unlocks expression. At this stage, your goal is to make your English personal, meaningful, and alive. When you talk about your own life, emotions, and thoughts, your English becomes more automatic and your vocabulary becomes real. Words stop feeling like something you memorized, and they start feeling like something you own. For example, instead of just memorizing the word achievement, connect it to your own story. Finishing my first English book felt like such an achievement. Or instead of only learning the word opportunity, use it in a meaningful sentence. This course gave me an opportunity to meet people from different countries. When you connect words to emotions and experiences, they stay in your memory much longer. Now let's practice some daily life vocabulary and context. Listen carefully and repeat slowly after me. I've been working on improving my communication skills. I finally got the opportunity to travel abroad. Learning English has opened so many doors for me. It feels amazing to express myself clearly. I'm proud of how far I've come. Very good. When you repeat sentences that express feelings, your pronunciation improves and your confidence grows naturally. Now let's talk about another very important skill, paraphrasing. Paraphrasing means saying the same idea in different words. At the B2 level, this skill is extremely powerful. It helps you continue speaking even when you forget a word. For example, if you forget the word exhausted, you can say, I'm really tired. If you forget delicious, you can say, the food tastes really good. If you forget nervous, you can say, I don't feel very comfortable right now. Let's practice paraphrasing together. I'll say a word and you think of another way to say it. Difficult, it's not easy. Angry, I'm upset. Excited, I can't wait for it. Expensive, it costs a lot. Excellent. Do you see how you don't need to stop speaking when you forget a word? That is real fluency. Now let's try paraphrasing in short conversations. If someone asks, how was the test, and you forget the word challenging, you can say, it was quite hard, but I think I did okay. If someone asks, how was your vacation, and you forget the word amazing, you can say, it was really nice. I had a great time. The key idea is simple. Keep talking. Don't stop to search for the perfect word. Communication is about connection, not perfection. Now let's practice some daily life dialogues. Listen first, then repeat naturally. I had a busy morning, but I managed to finish all my tasks. I was supposed to meet my friend, but she had to cancel. I've been studying English every evening for the past few months. I'm trying to get into the habit of reading before bed. Now respond naturally. I'll ask you a question. What are you working on these days? You could say, I'm focusing on improving my English vocabulary and speaking confidence. Or, I've been working on my writing skills because I want to sound more professional in emails. Great. Notice how these answers connect ideas smoothly. Now let's move into storytelling practice, which is perfect for reaching the B2 level. Storytelling helps you improve memory, sentence connection, and expression at the same time. Here's a short story example. Yesterday was a bit unusual for me. I woke up early planning to go jogging, but it started raining heavily. So instead, I stayed inside, made some tea, and decided to organize my closet. I found some old photos from my school days, and they made me smile. It's funny how small things can bring back so many memories. Now try telling your own version aloud. Change the weather, change the activity, but keep the structure. Time plan, change, reflection. This is how you practice fluency naturally through storytelling. Next, let's focus on emotional expression. This is what makes your English sound alive. Don't just state facts, share how you felt. Instead of saying, "I lost my keys," say, "I lost my keys and it was so frustrating. I spent an hour looking for them." Instead of, "I watched a movie," say, "I watched a movie last night and it was so emotional that I almost cried." Feelings make your sentences human and real. Let's do a short exercise. I'll give you a simple fact and you add emotion. I had breakfast. I had breakfast and it was delicious. I really needed that coffee. I went shopping. I went shopping, but the store was so crowded that I got tired quickly. I met a friend. I met a friend and we laughed so much that time flew by. Excellent. Keep practicing like this until adding emotion feels natural. Now let's look at common phrasal verbs, because they are a big part of natural English. Here are some useful ones. Give up, look after, find out, get along, run out of, take care of, turn on, pick up. Let's practice them in context. Repeat after me. I'll never give up on learning English. Can you look after my bag for a moment? I found out that she moved to another city. We get along really well at work. We ran out of milk, so I went to the store. I need to take care of this before the deadline. Please turn on the lights. I'll pick you up at the station. Now it's your turn. Try making your own sentences using these phrasal verbs. Speak slowly, connect your ideas, and enjoy the process. That's how English becomes natural, confident, and truly yours. When you talk about your own life, your feelings, and your thoughts, English starts to feel more natural. Your sentences come more easily, and the words you learn become real, not just something you memorize. Language feels alive when it is connected to your experiences. For example, instead of just memorizing the word achievement, try to connect it to something personal. You can say, "Finishing my first English book felt like a big achievement for me." Now that word has meaning because it is part of your story. The same thing works with the word opportunity. Instead of learning it alone, use it in a real sentence. For example, this course gave me the opportunity to meet people from different countries. When words are connected to emotion and experience, they stay in your memory much longer. Now let's practice some daily life vocabulary and context. Listen carefully and repeat slowly. I've been working on improving my communication skills. I finally got the opportunity to travel abroad. Learning English has opened many doors for me. It feels great to express myself clearly. I'm proud of how far I've come. When you repeat sentences that include feelings, something special happens. Your pronunciation improves, and your confidence grows naturally without pressure. Now let's talk about another very important skill, paraphrasing. Paraphrasing means saying the same idea in a different way. At the B2 level, this skill is extremely powerful. It helps you continue speaking even when you forget a word. For example, if you forget the word exhausted, you can say, "I'm really, really tired." If you forget delicious, you can say, "The food tastes really good." If you forget nervous, you can say, I don't feel very comfortable right now. You don't stop speaking. You keep going. That's fluency. Let's practice paraphrasing with some simple examples. Difficult, it's not easy. Angry, I'm upset. Excited, I can't wait for it. Expensive, it costs a lot. Great job. Notice how you don't need perfect words to communicate. You just need to keep talking. Now imagine a short conversation. Someone asks, how was the test, but you forget the word challenging. You can say, it was quite hard, but I think I did okay. Or someone asks, how was your vacation, and you forget amazing. You can say, it was really nice. I had a great time. The most important rule is this. Don't stop to search for the perfect word. Communication is about connection, not perfection. Now let's practice some daily life dialogues. Imagine you're at work or in class. Listen first, then repeat naturally. I had a busy morning, but I finished all my tasks. I was supposed to meet my friend, but she had to cancel. I've been studying English every evening for the past few months. I'm trying to get into the habit of reading before bed. Now I'll ask you a question. What are you working on these days? You could say, I'm focusing on improving my English vocabulary and speaking confidence. Or, I've been working on my writing skills because I want to sound more professional in emails. Excellent. Your answers should connect ideas smoothly, just like this. Now let's move into storytelling practice, which is perfect for B2 level growth. Storytelling helps your memory, sentence flow, and expression all at the same time. Here's a short story. Yesterday was a little unusual for me. I woke up early and planned to go jogging, but it started raining heavily. So instead, I stayed inside, made some tea, and organized my closet. While doing that, I found some old school photos, and they made me smile. It's funny how small things can bring back so many memories. Now try telling your own version. Change the weather, change the activity, but keep the structure, time, plan, change, and reflection. This is how you build fluency naturally. Next, let's focus on emotional expression, which makes your English sound human and alive. Don't just share facts. Share how you felt. Instead of saying, I lost my keys, say, I lost my keys, and it was so frustrating. I spent an hour looking for them. Instead of saying, I watched a movie, say, I watched a movie last night, and it was so emotional that I almost cried. Feelings make your sentences real. Let's practice. I'll give you a simple fact, and you add emotion. I had breakfast, and it was delicious. I really needed that coffee. I went shopping, but the store was so crowded that I got tired. I met a friend, and we laughed so much that time flew by. Wonderful. Keep practicing until emotion feels natural in your English. Now let's talk about phrasal verbs, which are a big part of natural English. Some common ones are give up, look after, find out, get along, run out of, take care of, turn on, and pick up. Let's use them in real sentences. I'll never give up on learning English. Can you look after my bag for a moment? I found out that she moved to another city. We get along really well at work. We ran out of milk, so I went to the store. I need to take care of this before the deadline. Please turn on the lights. I'll pick you up at the station. Now your turn. I'll never give up on my dreams. I need to look after my younger brother today. I found out that my favorite cafe is closing. We ran out of time, but we'll continue tomorrow. Beautiful. This is the level where you start thinking in phrasal verbs naturally. Take a moment to breathe and reflect. Fluency doesn't appear suddenly. It grows quietly through small daily practice. Every sentence, every repetition, every shadowing moment is training your brain. Be patient with yourself. You're not just learning English. You're building a new voice and a new way to connect with the world. Every minute you practice is an investment in confidence. Now let's focus on interaction. At the B1, B2 level, One of the most powerful habits is active listening. Don't just wait for your turn. React naturally. Use short responses like, "Oh, really? That's interesting. I see what you mean. Exactly. No way." These small reactions keep conversations alive. If your friend says, "I just started a new job," you can reply, "Oh, really? That's great. How's it going so far?" If they say, "I've been feeling tired lately," you can say, "I see. Maybe you've been working too much." Simple, but powerful. Now imagine a longer conversation. React emotionally. "Wow, that sounds relaxing. I've always wanted to visit that place. That must have been a nice break." Next, add follow-up questions to keep conversations interesting. If someone says, "I went to the mountains," ask, "How was the weather? Did you go hiking? Who did you go with?" This back-and-forth rhythm is real fluency. I think it's kind of interesting. Maybe we could try something different. I guess that's one way to look at it. It's a bit complicated, but I'll try to explain. These are excellent phrases to use every day. When you include expressions like these in your speech, your English sounds warm, balanced, and natural. You don't sound too strong or too weak. You sound thoughtful and confident at the same time. Now let's move into real-world conversation situations where you can use everything you've learned so far. Imagine you're in a meeting or a group discussion. You don't need to speak a lot, but you can join the conversation politely and confidently. You might say, "I'd like to share my opinion on that. That's an interesting point. I see it a little differently. Could you explain that again, please?" Notice how calm and respectful these sentences sound. They help you participate without fear or hesitation, even if your English isn't perfect. Now imagine a different situation. You're talking to a friend who is sharing good news. You can respond naturally by saying, "Wow, congratulations. That's awesome. I'm really happy for you. You deserve it." These short responses show support and positive emotion. Now imagine someone is telling you about a problem. You can respond kindly by saying, "I understand how you feel. That sounds tough, but I'm sure you'll be fine." These emotional responses make you sound caring, fluent, and human. English is not just about words. It's about how you make people feel. Now let's focus on intonation, which is the music of English. The way your voice goes up and down is very important. Try to feel the emotion when you speak. "Really? Rising tone, I can't believe it. Emotional tone, that's amazing. Falling tone, are you serious? Rising tone again." This melody is what makes English sound natural. When speech is flat, it sounds robotic. But when you use tone and emotion, your words come alive. Take a moment to reflect. When you speak English, do you pay attention to your tone? Do you sound flat or do you sound expressive? Remember, people often remember your tone more than your exact words. If you sound warm and confident, you will always leave a good impression. Now, let's practice a full conversation simulation. Imagine you're meeting a new colleague. You say, "Hi, it's nice to meet you. How's your day going?" They reply, "Pretty good, thanks. I just finished a big report." You respond, "Oh, really? That must feel like such a relief." They say, "Yes, I've been working on it all week." You reply, "I can imagine. It must have taken a lot of focus." Notice how smooth and natural this conversation feels. You're using rhythm, emotion, and connection. That's real fluency. Always remember this. Fluency is not perfection. Even native speakers make small mistakes every day, but they don't stop. They keep going. So the next time you feel nervous about speaking English, take a deep breath and smile. Remind yourself that you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be clear, calm, and connected. Every day you listen, repeat, and speak, your brain is building stronger English pathways. Progress may feel slow, but it is happening quietly inside you. Now let's take fluency to a more natural, real-life level. Think about daily situations like ordering coffee, talking at work, making a phone call, or meeting someone new. The goal is not to sound perfect. The goal is to sound real. Let's start with a simple example, ordering coffee. You don't need long sentences. Short, polite phrases are enough. Hi, can I get a cappuccino, please? I'd like a black coffee with no sugar. If they ask, for here or to go, you can say, for here, please. Then add, oh, and could I get it with almond milk? These small habits show confidence and politeness. Now imagine you're talking to a colleague or classmate. You can start with simple small talk. How's everything going today? Busy day, huh? If they reply, yeah, it's been a long morning, you can say, I know what you mean. I didn't sleep well last night either. That's how conversation feels alive. It's a back and forth rhythm, not long answers. Now let's practice giving your opinion in a discussion. Someone asks, what do you think about working from home? You can say, personally, I think it's convenient, but sometimes it's hard to stay focused. Or, in my opinion, it depends on the person. Some people love it, others prefer the office. These responses sound balanced and mature. One of the most important fluency skills is rephrasing when you get stuck. You don't freeze. You find another way. If you forget schedule, say my daily plan. If you forget destination, say the place I'm going to. There is always another path in communication. For example, you want to say, I need to reschedule our meeting. But you forget reschedule. You can say, I think we need to change the time of our meeting. Perfect. Clear and natural. Or you want to say, the movie was hilarious. But you forget hilarious. You can say, the movie was really funny. I laughed a lot. That's real fluency. You keep moving forward calmly and confidently. Keep practicing like this, and your English will continue to grow, naturally, smoothly, and with confidence. Another beautiful skill you can develop at the B2 level is using idiomatic expressions. These are small, colorful phrases that make your English sound more natural and native-like. You don't need to use many of them. Even a few, used correctly, can make a big difference. Let's look at some common idioms you can use in daily life. Once in a while means sometimes. For example, I go to the gym once in a while. Call it a day means to stop working. For example, it's getting late. Let's call it a day. In no time means very soon. For example, keep practicing and you'll be fluent in no time. On the same page means to agree or understand each other. For example, I'm glad we're finally on the same page about the project. Now let's practice these naturally. Say them slowly and calmly. I like to take a break once in a while. We worked hard today, so let's call it a day. Keep practicing and you'll improve in no time. I'm glad we're on the same page now. Great. When you use idioms like this, your English sounds friendly, confident, and advanced. Now let's use idioms inside a short story so you can feel the rhythm of natural English. Yesterday, I was so busy with work that I barely had time to eat. By the evening, I felt completely exhausted, so I decided to call it a day. I ordered some food, watched a movie, and relaxed at home. Sometimes, you really need to slow down once in a while. Do you hear how smooth and natural that sounds? That's what we're building flow through connection. Now let's talk about emotional control when speaking English. Many learners feel nervous when they talk to native speakers or strangers. That's normal. But here's an important truth. Fluency grows fastest when you speak through mistakes, not around them. Every mistake you make is part of progress. Every correction makes you stronger. Instead of saying, sorry, my English is bad, try saying, I'm still learning. Thank you for your patience. That one sentence changes everything. You sound confident, positive, and open. Let's practice some confidence phrases you can use anywhere. I'm still learning, but I enjoy speaking English. Let me say that again. I want to explain it more clearly. I might make mistakes, but I'm trying my best. Thanks for correcting me. That really helps. These simple sentences are powerful tools. They help you stay calm, confident, and emotionally balanced while speaking. Now, another key part of B2 English is understanding tone and context. English sounds different depending on the situation. It's more formal in meetings, more casual with friends, and polite with strangers. You don't need to memorize many rules. Just adjust your tone slightly. For example, with friends you might say, "Hey, what's up?" But in a meeting you would say, "Good morning. How are you today?" Same idea, different energy. Let's practice switching tone. Casual, "Hey, can you help me with this?" More formal, "Could you please help me with this?" Casual, "I'm going to grab lunch." More formal, "I'm going to have lunch." See how small changes create a big difference? This is how you sound natural in any situation. Now let's talk about building vocabulary through daily habits. Reading a short English text every day, an article, a story, or even subtitles, helps you learn new words in context. But here's the secret, don't just read. Speak what you read. For example, if you read, "She enjoys spending time outdoors," say it aloud. Then change it to your own version. "I enjoy spending time outdoors too. My brother enjoys playing outside." This is how vocabulary becomes real. Words stick through use, not memorization. Let's practice together. He decided to start exercising regularly. I decided to start reading regularly. They moved to a new apartment last month. I moved to a new apartment last year. She finally finished her project. I finally finished my assignment. Excellent. This simple habit turns passive vocabulary into active fluency. Now take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. You can describe your life, share opinions, react naturally, use phrasal verbs, and handle real conversations. That's real progress. That's V2, level communication growing inside you. But remember, fluency is not a final destination. It's a journey. Every day you speak, you refine your voice, your rhythm, and your expression. So don't rush toward perfection. Focus on connection. Speak every day to yourself, to friends, or even to a mirror. Listen, repeat, and explore new words through real experiences. Your English is not just improving. It's evolving with you. Now let's go even deeper into the art of natural speaking, where confidence, rhythm, and connection come together. At this stage, you already have enough vocabulary to express most ideas. The goal now is to let your English flow effortlessly, like water moving smoothly without stopping. To do this, let go of the pressure to sound perfect. Instead, focus on sharing ideas naturally. Imagine you're having a friendly conversation. Not an exam. Not an interview. Just a relaxed chat. When you speak, think less about grammar and more about what you want to say. That's where real fluency lives. Even if your sentence is not grammatically perfect, communication is still successful if the listener understands you. That is the true meaning of fluency. Fluency is not about being perfect. It is about being clear, calm, and connected. Let's practice this mindset together. I'll say a few short sentences. When you repeat them, don't think too much. Just speak naturally. I'm doing my best every day. It's okay to make mistakes. I'm learning slowly, but I'm improving. Every word I say brings me closer to fluency. Feel the calm confidence behind these sentences. This is the rhythm of progress. Fluency grows quietly, one sentence at a time. Now, one of the strongest ways to move from B1 to B2 fluency is by using natural transition words. These are small words and phrases that help your ideas flow smoothly. They make your English sound connected, not broken. Some very useful transitions are actually, besides, as a matter of fact, on the other hand, at the same time, after all, and you know. These words help your speech sound like real thinking, not memorized sentences. Let's see how they work in real examples. Actually, I've been thinking about starting a new hobby. Besides, it's never too late to learn something new. As a matter of fact, I've always wanted to learn guitar. On the other hand, it takes time and practice. At the same time, it's something I would really enjoy. After all, we should do things that make us happy. When you connect ideas like this, your English becomes smoother, more natural, and more expressive. Now let's practice a short story using these transitions. Listen and repeat slowly. Last week, I started reading a new book. Actually, I didn't plan to read it, but a friend recommended it. At first, I thought it might be boring, but as a matter of fact, it turned out to be very inspiring. Besides, it helped me learn new English words and context. After all, reading is one of the best ways to improve vocabulary naturally. That kind of connected storytelling is a big step toward real fluency. Now let's focus on reaction and tone, which are very important in natural English. Native speakers use tone to show emotions like surprise, excitement, happiness, or sympathy. Let's practice emotional intonation. Say these with feeling. Really? Surprise, that's amazing. Excitement, oh no, that's terrible. Sympathy, I'm so happy for you. Joy, I can't believe it. Curiosity or disbelief. Notice how your voice changes. Tone adds meaning that words alone cannot. Now imagine real-life situations. If your friend says, "I just got a new job," you can reply, "Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations." If they say, "I failed my test," you can respond softly, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Don't worry. You'll do better next time." These natural reactions make your English sound human and warm. This is emotional fluency, one of the secrets of advanced speakers. Now, let's practice story expansion, another key B2 skill. Adding small details makes your speech sound confident and natural. Listen and repeat. I met an old friend yesterday. We hadn't seen each other in years, so it was really nice to catch up. We went for a walk, had some coffee, and talked about old memories. It felt like no time had passed at all. See how simple details create rhythm, emotion, and connection? That's how fluent English sounds. Now let's add some useful B2 adjectives to make your English more precise. Repeat slowly. I was completely exhausted after work. The view from the mountain was breathtaking. The food was absolutely delicious. The movie was surprisingly emotional. The city was crowded, but full of life. The music was so relaxing that I almost fell asleep. Now let's use these words in a short story. Last weekend, I went on a short trip with my friends. The weather was perfect, sunny and calm. The food we ate was absolutely delicious, especially the local dishes. We visited a hilltop, and the view from there was breathtaking. By the end of the day, I was completely exhausted, but also very happy. That sounds rich and natural because you're expressing both actions and feelings. That's B2 fluency in action. Now let's pause and reflect for a moment. When you practice like this, repeating sentences, adding emotion, connecting ideas, you are not just learning English. You are training your brain to think in English. Slowly, your inner voice starts working in English, not through translation, but through meaning. That's when fluency begins to feel natural. Now let's practice expressing opinions and feelings, another sign of advanced fluency. I think learning a new language is challenging, but very rewarding. I feel happy when I understand conversations without subtitles. I believe practice is more important than perfection. I'm proud of myself for not giving up. Repeat these slowly and feel the emotion behind them. Now you're not just speaking English. You're expressing your real thoughts and feelings in English. Keep feeling, keep speaking. Fluency isn't something you suddenly reach. It's something you grow into through consistent practice, connection, and patience. Let's focus now on an important part of becoming fluent that many learners overlook: the mindset of a fluent speaker. At the B1, B2 level, your goal is not only to understand English, but to feel comfortable living in it. That means expressing yourself freely, reacting naturally, staying calm even if you don't know every word. A fluent speaker is not someone who never hesitates. It's someone who keeps the conversation flowing smoothly, even during small pauses. Imagine this situation. You forget a word in the middle of a conversation. Instead of freezing or panicking, you can say, "What's the word?" It's like, "I don't remember the exact word, but it means." These small expressions keep the flow alive and show confidence. Native speakers do this all the time. They don't focus on mistakes, they focus on communication. So next time you forget a word, describe it, paraphrase it, or just keep talking. That's true fluency. Let's practice these safety phrases together. Repeat slowly. I don't know how to say this exactly, but it's kind of like. What I mean is. Let me think for a second. You know, it's similar to. These small phrases give your brain time to think without breaking the flow. Practice real-life conversation flow. Imagine someone asks, "What did you do over the weekend?" You could answer, "Oh, not much. I stayed home and relaxed. I met up with some friends. We had dinner and talked for hours." If they ask, "Did you have fun?" you can say, "Yeah, it was great. We laughed a lot." See how natural, simple, and full of life that sounds? That's effortless connection, true fluency. Storytelling with emotion. Now, let's go a bit deeper. Imagine you're describing a day that didn't go as planned. My morning was a disaster. I woke up late, missed the bus, and spilled coffee on my shirt. But by the afternoon, I was laughing about it. Sometimes days like that remind me not to take things too seriously. Notice how this story feels honest, emotional, and real. That's authentic English, simple but full of feeling. Repeat slowly, focusing on rhythm and natural pauses. Agreeing and disagreeing politely. Native speakers rarely just say yes or no, they use softer, more natural phrases. Instead of saying, "I agree, try." "Yeah, I totally agree with you." "That's true. I feel the same way." Instead of saying, "I disagree, try." "I'm not sure I see it that way." "That's an interesting point, but I think." Practice these lines. "I completely agree with you." "That's a good point." "I think you're right about that." "I see what you mean, but I have a different opinion." "I'm not sure I would say it exactly like that." These are conversation tools you can use in meetings, casual talks, or study discussions. Expressing emotions naturally. At the B2 level, emotional fluency is essential. Instead of simply saying, "I'm happy, try." "I'm really glad about that. That made my day." Instead of, "I'm sad," say, "I felt a bit down. It broke my heart." Instead of, "I'm angry," say, "That really upset me. I was so frustrated." Softly expressing emotion makes you sound natural, warm, and emotionally intelligent. Practice. "I'm really glad you liked it. It made me so happy. I felt a bit disappointed. I was really frustrated. It broke my heart when I heard that. That made my day." Daily conversation examples. Example 1. "Hey, how was your day?" "It was great. I finished my project and my boss was really happy with it." "That's awesome. Congratulations." "Thanks, it really made my day." Example 2. "You look a bit tired. Are you okay?" "Yeah, just a bit stressed. I've been working nonstop lately." "I get it. Make sure you rest." See how soft, emotional, and supportive your English sounds? That's natural connection. Describing experiences in detail. Instead of short answers, add depth and color. Example, "Have you ever traveled abroad?" "Yes, I went to Italy last year. It was beautiful. The food, the people, everything. I loved walking through the small streets and trying local dishes." Example, "What do you like about learning English?" I love learning English because it connects me with people around the world. It makes me feel confident when I can express my ideas clearly. It helps me understand songs and movies better, and that's really fun. These are real, human answers that show your passion and personality. At this stage, your English is not just about words. It's about flow, emotion, connection, and confidence. Keep practicing like this, and your fluency will grow naturally, step by step. Pause and practice emotional speech. Let's take a small pause and practice slow, emotional speech, the kind that feels natural, not forced. Repeat softly after me. I'm learning to express myself in English with confidence. I'm proud of how much I've improved. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be clear. I enjoy every moment I spend learning. Step by step, I'm becoming fluent. Each sentence is simple, but each one builds your emotional connection with English. Advanced daily expressions. Native speakers often use short, casual phrases in conversation. These small lines make your English sound alive and natural. Take your time. Don't hurry. Hang on. Wait a moment. Go ahead. You can start. No worries. It's okay. Fair enough. I understand. I get you. I understand your point. Practice in context. Hey, sorry I'm late. No worries. Take your time. Can I start now? Yeah, go ahead. I think it's not easy. Yeah, fair enough. I don't like waiting in long lines. I get you. Me neither. Notice how conversational and friendly this sounds. That's the magic of small, natural phrases. Reflect on your progress. Think back to how you spoke English a year ago. Compare it with now. Are your sentences longer? Do your ideas connect better? Does your tone sound more relaxed? That's real growth, not from memorizing rules, but from living the language. Every time you repeat, shadow, and practice, you're building a stronger English identity. You're learning in English, not just about English. Building conversational endurance. The next step is keeping a conversation flowing for several minutes without hesitation or mental translation. Imagine a real-life scenario. Meeting a friend after a long time. Hey, it's been ages. How have you been? Friend, I've been good, just busy with work. Yeah, same here. Life's been hectic, but I'm trying to find balance. Friend, so, what's new with you? I've started focusing more on my English practice. It's really helping me feel confident. Shadow this conversation slowly. Notice flow, timing, and emotion together. Expressing opinions with reasons. Instead of short answers like, I like learning English, add reasons. I like learning English because it helps me connect with people from different countries. I enjoy learning English because I love understanding movies and songs without subtitles. Practice. I enjoy traveling because it opens my mind to new cultures. I like reading because it helps me relax and learn new ideas. I'm studying English because I want to use it at work and make international friends. Giving reasons makes your English sound mature, confident, and fluent. Linking time and sequence in stories. Use connectors to tell stories clearly and smoothly. First, then, after that, finally, a few days later, in the end. Example story. First, I woke up early and went for a walk. Then, I had breakfast and started working on my project. After that, I took a short break and watched a video. Finally, I cooked dinner and relaxed with a movie. Practice. First, I had a long day at work. Then I came home and cooked dinner. After that, I watched my favorite show. Finally, I went to bed early because I was exhausted. This rhythm makes your speech organized and easy to follow. Real-life reaction phrases. Small natural reactions make your speech genuine and connected. Examples. That's so true. I totally understand. I didn't expect that. Good for you. That happens to me all the time. Tell me more about it. That sounds fun. Really? What happened next? Practice scenario. Friend, I started going to the gym. That's great. Good for you. Friend, but it's been really hard to stay consistent. I totally understand. Staying motivated isn't easy. Friend, I missed a few days, but I'm getting back on track. Notice how short, supportive reactions keep the conversation alive. 1. Supportive, natural conversation. Use short, supportive responses to keep conversations flowing. That happens to me all the time. You're doing great. I totally understand. Staying motivated isn't easy. Good for you. Keep going. These small phrases make English a tool for connection, not just words. 2. Story rhythm and pronunciation. At the B2 level, focus on making words sound alive. Emphasize rhythm, emotion, and pauses. Example story. It was one of those mornings when nothing went right. I overslept, spilled coffee on my shirt, and missed the bus. But somehow I stayed calm. I told myself, it's okay. It's just a bad start, not a bad day. And by the afternoon, everything was fine again. Feel the calm, confident rhythm. Repeat slowly, focusing on emotion and natural pauses. 3. Spoken transitions between ideas. Transitions make English smooth and connected. Repeat slowly. You know what I mean? Actually, that reminds me of something. By the way, speaking of that, at the same time, on top of that, in other words, to be honest. Example paragraph using transitions. I've been learning English for a few years now. To be honest, it wasn't easy at first, but you know what I mean. Once you start seeing progress, it becomes exciting. Actually, that reminds me of when I first understood a whole movie without subtitles. It felt so rewarding. 4. Talking about habits. Habits are easy to describe and help in real conversations. I usually go for a walk after dinner. I'm trying to read a few pages before bed. I've been watching English videos every morning. I'm trying to eat healthier these days. Practice question. What's a habit you've recently started? I've started journaling every morning. It helps me stay focused. I've started listening to English podcasts on my way to work. These answers are personal, real, and conversational. 5. Intonation practice. Your tone adds emotion to your words. Repeat softly. It's such a beautiful day, isn't it? I didn't expect that to happen. I can't wait to see you again. It's not that bad, actually. I really enjoyed talking to you. Practice reading aloud with emotion. It trains your mouth, ears, and confidence simultaneously. 6. Confidence reminder. Fluency is not equal to perfection. It means expressing yourself clearly, using confidence, tone, and kindness. Speaking from the heart. Remember, don't chase perfection, chase connection. Each word you speak is a bridge to the world. 7. Expressing personality through English. At this level, English becomes part of who you are. Express humor, curiosity, kindness, individuality. Example. Basic, my name is Shafi. I'm from England. Advanced, hi, I'm Shafi. I'm from England, and I absolutely love learning about new cultures and languages. Practice phrases. I love meeting new people and learning from their experiences. I'm passionate about personal growth and communication. I enjoy quiet mornings with coffee. I really value kindness and honesty. I try to see something positive in every day. Simple but full of personality. That's how you sound confident and authentic. 8. Self-talk practice. Speak out loud to train your English brain. Describe what you're doing, thinking, or feeling. Example self-talk. Today went well. I woke up early, had a good breakfast, and got a lot done. I felt a bit tired in the afternoon, but I managed to finish everything. Now I just want to relax and have a quiet evening. This turns English into your natural voice. 9. Expressing opinions and emotions. Add emotion and purpose to your sentences. Instead of, I like helping people, say, I feel happy when I can help someone. It gives me a sense of purpose. Instead of, I like traveling, say, traveling makes me feel alive. It opens my mind to new ways of thinking. Emotional connection makes your speech natural, meaningful, and memorable. White heavy checkmark. Next step. Practice all these elements daily. Storytelling with emotion. Short supportive phrases. Natural transitions. Habit and daily life conversation. Intonation and rhythm. Personality and self-talk. When combined, your English will sound alive, confident, and authentically you. Final B2 Fluency Masterclass. Practice and Mindset 1. Emotional self-expression. Repeat softly, feeling warmth and emotion. I feel happy when I can help someone. Learning something new gives me confidence. I feel calm when I spend time in nature. Talking to people from other countries inspires me. Improving my English makes me feel proud. Authentic fluency comes from feeling these words, not just saying them. 2. Flow and pacing. Fluency equals rhythm plus control, not speed. Speak too fast, lose clarity. Speak too slow, lose energy. Secret balance, natural pauses, and breathing. Practice slowly with rhythm. I used to speak too fast, but now I take my time. I breathe. I pause. And I enjoy expressing myself. Fluency feels natural when I don't rush. The slower I speak, the clearer I sound. I'm learning to enjoy every word. 3. Talking about goals. Practical everyday topic practice. My goal this year is to speak English more confidently. I want to improve my pronunciation and learn new expressions. I'm planning to take an English test in a few months. I'm focusing on speaking more and worrying less about grammar. Guided speaking exercise. What's your goal with English? I want to become fluent enough to use English at work. What do you enjoy about learning English? I love how it connects me with people around the world. What do you find most difficult? Sometimes I forget words, but I'm learning to stay calm and keep speaking. 4. Daily reflection practice. Express what you learned, felt, and plan next. Today I learned some new expressions. I felt more confident speaking out loud. Tomorrow I'll try to use them in conversation. This week I focused on pronunciation. It was challenging, but I noticed progress. Repeat softly. Every day I'm getting better at expressing myself. Even small progress matters. I'm learning from my mistakes, not afraid of them. Each lesson brings me closer to fluency. I'm proud of my effort and my progress. 5. Ending conversations naturally. Small phrases make you sound polite, warm, and fluent. It was really nice talking to you. I enjoyed our conversation. Let's talk again soon. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Practice slowly. It was great talking to you. I really enjoyed this chat. Hope to see you again soon. Have a wonderful day. Take care and stay safe. 6. Building conversational endurance. Shadow daily life dialogues to connect ideas smoothly. Example scenario. Friend, hey, it's been ages. How have you been? You, I've been good, just busy with work. Friend, yeah, same here. Life's been hectic. You, I'm trying to find balance. I've started focusing more on my English practice. It's really helping me feel confident. Shadow slowly with emotion and pauses. 7. Express opinions and reasons. Go deeper into the B2 zone. I like learning English because it helps me connect with people from different countries. I enjoy learning English because I love understanding movies and songs without subtitles. Mini exercise, complete these. I enjoy traveling because it opens my mind to new cultures. I like reading because it helps me relax and learn new ideas. I'm studying English because I want to use it at work and make international friends. 8. Storytelling and sequencing. Use time connectors. First, then, after that, finally. Practice paragraph. First, I woke up early and went for a walk. Then I had breakfast and started working on my project. After that, I took a short break and watched a video. Finally, I cooked dinner and relaxed with a movie. 9. Everyday reactions and support. Short, natural responses keep conversations alive. That's so true. I totally understand. I didn't expect that. Good for you. That happens to me all the time. You're doing great. Tell me more about it. That sounds fun. 10. Expressing personality and self-talk. English becomes part of who you are. Practice self-talk aloud. Today went well. I woke up early, had a good breakfast, and got a lot done. I felt a bit tired in the afternoon, but I managed to finish everything. Now I just want to relax and have a quiet evening. Add emotions to opinions. I feel happy when I can help someone. It gives me a sense of purpose. Traveling makes me feel alive. It opens my mind to new ways of thinking. 11. Calm speaking rhythm and mindset. Repeat slowly with emotion. I'm learning to speak with confidence. I'm improving a little every day. I don't compare myself to others. I focus on my own growth. I'm grateful for every mistake because it teaches me something new. I'm proud of how far I've come. Visualize future fluency. Speaking naturally at work or meeting new people. Listening carefully, reacting smoothly, enjoying the flow. No hesitation, no translation, just direct connection. 12. Daily fluency affirmations. Repeat softly as a promise to yourself. I am confident when I speak English. I express myself clearly and calmly. I learn from my mistakes and keep growing. I enjoy every chance to use English in real life. Fluency is already growing inside me. Feel the peace, pride, and confidence. 13. Key Masterclass takeaways. Fluency equals connection, not perfection. Emotion, rhythm, and pauses bring words to life. Consistency beats talent. A few minutes daily adds up. English becomes part of you when you think, feel, and speak it naturally. White heavy check mark your homework/practice routine. Daily shadowing. Repeat short dialogues, stories, or monologues. Self-talk. Narrate your day aloud in English. Mini reflections. Note what you learned, felt, and plan to do. Emotion plus rhythm practice. Repeat sentences slowly with feeling. Affirmations. Repeat daily to strengthen your fluency mindset. Fluency grows quietly, step by step. Keep practicing, stay confident, and English will become your natural voice.